Are you ready? You think you can tell us what to do? You think you can tell us what to wear? You think that you're better?
Justin Herbert or Phillip Rivers?
Oh man, I got the longevity. I got 24 seconds. Justin Herbert.
Yep, that's it. Freddie, did you really want to be a Dodger? Did you really want to leave the Atlanta Braves after winning a championship? No. Welcome to the show, my guy.
What's up, Fredo? How you doing, my man?
And welcome back here at the Infinity Studios in Los Angeles on this beautiful, great Monday, and happy Halloween to everyone out there. I know most of you guys are out there right now trick-or-treating or barely arriving back from trick-or-treating. But hey, I'm here live. I mean, it is going to be a very exciting show, so make sure you guys have a seat, sit down and relax, grab some peanuts, grab some wine, grab some beer, grab something, because it's going to get very, very interesting. The Lakers, the Dodgers. I have not even talked about the Dodgers. I have not been in the studio, all right? So now I'm going to talk about the Dodgers. I'm also going to talk about the LA Rams, who are just awful. Got their behind beat down by the San Francisco 49ers yesterday at SoFi Stadium. And it was not beautiful. It definitely was not beautiful because Sean McVay, head coach of the Rams, had a couple interesting things to say, which I'm going to start with football. But I also want to let you guys know, of course, you know, the MLB World Series is going on right now with the Houston Astros. And, I mean, I don't even know if the Philadelphia Phillies belong here, but they're here. And they actually won Game 1, and the series is tied 1-1 apiece right now. So it's going to be very interesting what's going to be happening there. But in the NBA world, I mean, the Lakers have not had the start they've been looking for. And I don't even think they've been looking for this type of start, but it just happened. A lot of people are getting a lot of different type of heat, whether it's Jeannie Buss, the ownership, or whether it's the players, or whether it's one player, which a lot of people like to point the finger at number 0, Russell Westbrook, which is not the man in fault. All right. I'm going to go ahead and talk about that a little later today, but let's go ahead and get started a little bit of football. All right, guys, of course, right now we are finishing down with Monday Night Football. I'm going to give you guys a little more updates once we get through the show here. But let's go ahead and start off with our local team here in Los Angeles in the Rams. The Los Angeles Rams are coming off a bye week, which technically means that you get some rest. You get better. It's not the case for the Los Angeles Rams, which they came into SoFi at home against the Niners, who just acquired Christian McCaffrey without Deebo Samuel in this game, and they come in and they beat down on the Rams. We know that the San Francisco 49ers owned the Los Angeles Rams during the regular season. Last season, beat them 2-0. This season, again, the first 2 games, they beat them in San Francisco a few weeks ago. Now they beat them down yesterday at SoFi Stadium. We know that the San Francisco 49ers went all out. Just a few days ago, of course, the NFL trade deadline is tomorrow, Tuesday, all right? Tomorrow is a trade deadline for the NFL, so there is a lot of pieces going to be on the move, all right? So keep that in mind because there's one specific piece that the Niners went all out on, and, you know, I just mentioned his name, Christian McCaffrey, who, you know, the Niners gave up about 4th-round picks, and it's something they had to do in order to make some sort of push late in the season, you know, because last season, if we recall, the Los Angeles Rams were the team out there making moves, acquiring Odell Beckham, getting Von Miller, trading all these draft picks. You see Les Snead, the GM of the Rams, wearing that T-shirt, said, F those picks. And this year, same thing that San Francisco 49ers did. They said, F those picks. They went and traded everybody. They gave all those round picks off. They got Christian McCaffrey, one of the best, when healthy, running backs out on the field. Now you put Deebo Samuel on the wide receiver corner where he really wants to be at, because, you know, Deebo doesn't like to run the ball that much. And that was a big situation early in the season for the San Francisco 49ers when they were trying to keep Deebo Samuel in San Francisco, because if we recall, let's rewind a little bit, Deebo had requested a trade. San Francisco said, hey, hell no, we are not trading you. There is nothing close in value in what we can get for you. So why trade you when we can reconstruct your contract? And that's exactly what they did. Debo decided, hey, you know what? If you guys are going to have me run the ball and catch the ball, then you guys are going to pay me more. And that's exactly what they agreed upon. But now, with McCaffrey on board, Debo no longer really needs to be running the ball unless McCaffrey gets hurt again, because that's what he normally happens to him. He gets hurt. But the Niners did their thing. One person that did not do their thing, and I don't want to put too much pressure or blame on Matthew Stafford, because we all understand that Matthew Stafford prior to last year was just Matthew Stafford from Detroit. Plain and simple. Just a man from Detroit. He reminds me of like Pau Gasol. When Pau came to the Lakers in 2008, prior to him being a Laker, he was just a Memphis Grizzly. No one really cared about Pau Gasol. No one really knew who he was. And if they did, they didn't know how great he was until he became a Laker. He was teammates with Lamar Odom and Kobe Bryant, making it to the NBA Finals and losing to the Boston Celtics. But Matthew Stafford kind of reminds me of the same thing. He was great, talented, lots of years with Detroit, and nothing but failing seasons. Came to the Rams last season. Great. Not amazing, but great. They won a chip. Barely won a chip. In the last possession, if we don't recall the Cincinnati Bengals out there, they almost had them. But the Rams won. We all knew, 99% of the world, besides that 1% here in Los Angeles, we all knew the Rams were not going to repeat. We knew that. There's been no team in the NFL to repeat over in the past 20 seasons. So we know how difficult it is for any given team in any sort of sport to repeat. But in the Rams situation, you look at Sean McVay. You look at the leadership. When you're in a bye week, how can you come out like this? How? It's ridiculous to see that in the last 3 quarters, you only score 7 points. If you are the defending champions, you're at home after a bye week against your rivals, and you only score 7 points in the last 3 quarters of the game, that is awful. That's bad. Sean McVay, late in the after the game press conference, he was like, hey, you know what? I'm talking to my guys right now, and that's the way Sean McVay talks. I'm sorry, but he's just like, hey, I'm talking to my guys right now. They're happy. We're good. We're looking into next week. What the hell's that? What? You're looking into next week? You're just going to forget what happened today? Or you're going to forget what happened last night? You cannot just forget a beatdown against your 49ers, especially Kyle Shanahan, a guy that, McVay is very close to. So the Rams are 3-4, very bad, under 500 after a bye week. That is very, very bad. But if we want to talk about bad, let's move down to the AFC West. 24-0. What does that mean? 24-0. That is the final score of the New Orleans Saints and the Oakland Raiders. Yes, I'm calling them the Oakland Raiders. 24-0. Derek Carr, 102 throwing yards. I mean, if you put me out there, I can throw more than 102 yards. It's ridiculous in what type of player Derek Carr has been this season. I've been saying it, and I'm saying it again, and I'm banging on this chair because I feel for the Raider fans. I know a lot of Raider fans, and I can already feel it in them. I didn't even contact one Raider fan yesterday after that beatdown 24-0. I didn't want to contact one of them because I know they were expecting a text from me or a call. I know they're like, damn, Fredo's going to come at us. Hey, instead of coming at you directly, I'm just going to put it up on my Twitter and Instagram for everyone to see. Because it is sad. It is sad, sad, sad. On Halloween day today, we are looking at a horror story taking down in Las Vegas. The Raiders are now 2-5 here in the first 8 weeks. I mean, we kind of did not see that coming. I mean, I personally did not really see that coming. I thought they were actually going to compete because we all saw the AFC West was stacked up We saw what the Chiefs are doing. We saw what the Denver Broncos did in bringing Russell Wilson in. We saw what the LA Chargers did with signing all these free agents. And we saw what the Oakland Raiders did. They got Devontae Adams, the best wide receiver in the league. But it doesn't seem like he's very, very happy out in Las Vegas, especially with the Raiders being 2-5. Another guy, Josh McDaniels, head coach of that ball club. I don't even know what is going on over there. I mean, I know, and I'm hoping to get one of the Raider reporters to come on the show in the next few weeks here before the season ends to really talk about what's going on in that locker room, because that's one thing that we really got to get into. Because if the players are not buying into the coach, not buying into Derek Carr, which if I was a player, I'm looking at Derek Carr like, huh, that's my quarterback? Man, wish me luck. Trade me right now. Okay? Because that's one thing that maybe a lot of people over tonight, they're thinking all 32 GMs right now on Monday night, Halloween, they're maybe not out trick-or-treating. They're out right now looking. They're like, damn, we got 12 hours to this NFL trade deadline. Who can we get? What can we do to make some sort of thing out of this season? It's very, very interesting to see what certain teams are going to be doing. But the other interesting thing that we got to be looking forward to is what the Lakers are going to do with Russell Westbrook and what Kyrie Irving is saying today. I mean, Kyrie over the weekend has said a lot of interesting things, and he has posted a lot of interesting things on his social media platforms, which a lot of people want to say that he is promoting something that should not be promoted. Kyrie Irving says otherwise. When we return here on Monday Night Fredo, we will be talking about what Kyrie Irving is doing in the Big Apple. Talking about Apple, I want an apple. We'll go into our first commercial break. We'll return here on Monday Night Fredo.
United One Protection Services. With over 30 years of experience, United One Protection Services has more expertise and knowledge than the other security companies combined. Residential, commercial, municipal, or institutional, United One Protection Services does more than just security. We protect your livelihood. United One Protection Services.
And we're back here on Monday Night Fredo live from the Infinity Studios in Los Angeles. Of course, right now, check it out, guys, as Infinity Studios on Instagram, Twitter. Follow us today. Subscribe here on the YouTube channel. You're going to get a lot of amazing shows coming up for you guys, all right? It's going to be very exciting. Of course, I don't know if I can even mention this right now, but I'm not going to mention it, and I'm going to tease it to you guys. Stay tuned, because we got some interesting things and some new things coming here at Infinity Studios, so make sure you guys stay locked in and loaded here at the Infinity Studios on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram, all right? But another thing, and it's very interesting to see that this certain player has been getting kind of, I don't know if he's kind of being disrespected in a way, or is he being disrespecting? Is he disrespecting other people? This young player that goes by the name of Kyrie Irving. Now, we all recall early in this year, you know, when he was Rookie of the Year and got drafted to the Cleveland Cavaliers back in 2012, we all knew that, you know, Kyrie was going to be a great young player. And that's what he kind of became. But no one ever realized or ever saw his personality that was going to take this media by storm, because certain comments, certain things on and off the court that he doesn't satisfy too many people. We understand that, you know, the New York media and the LA media are two of the most difficult medias to deal with if you're an athlete. or a coach or any part of any organization. But when we look at Kyrie Irving and what he's done since he's been in Cleveland, since he requested a trade from Cleveland after being with LeBron James, going to Boston, being kicked out of Boston in a way, and it being shipped over to the Brooklyn Nets. Once the Brooklyn Nets got Kyrie Irving, they kind of were like, okay, we got Kyrie. Kyrie, who are you coming with? Oh, I'm bringing KD. Okay, we got KD, we got Kyrie. Who else? Well, let's get James Harden. Okay, we got James Harden. Cool. They booked James Harden to Philly. All right, what's next? Ben Simmons. Okay, Ben Simmons, can you play? No, I cannot. Why? I'm not all here. Okay, we get that. All right, Ben. All right, well, we'll wait till next year. It's been 3 seasons of KD and Kyrie in Brooklyn. Finally, it seemed like everyone was healthy. Everyone was on the same page, including Steve Nash, Sean Marks. That's not the case. They're 1-4 right now. They're 1-4 right now. No one's hurt. No one got kicked out, and everyone's playing. But Kyrie Irving is just not all there personally. I mean, he is dealing with certain things, and I think Kyrie's problem, and I don't even want to say it's a problem, but his thing is he listens to too many people. At times when you're an athlete like that, you kind of have to keep your circle closed. You got to keep it very, very tight and close. And that's one thing that Kyrie really doesn't do. He listens to a lot of people, even though it's maybe one of the smartest things you can do, listen to a lot of people, but not take what people give you. Because at times people will give you certain things and you might be like, you know what? Yep, that's right. Let me do this. Boom, boom, boom. Tweet, post. And then you're getting some backlash out of certain things. And, he posted certain things that I don't even want to talk too much about. But on Saturday night, after their game, they lost. Tough game. And Kyrie had a couple interesting things to say during the press conference, which one of the reporters from the New York Post was asking him certain things. And we all get how Kyrie gets when he's asked something that he does not want to hear. And this is exactly what Kyrie did on Saturday night. Check it out.
Chose to see. It just goes back to the way our world is and works. I'm not here to complain about it. I just exist.
And to follow up on the promotion of the movie and the book.
Can you please stop calling it a promotion? What am I promoting?
Put it out on your platform.
But I'm promoting it? Do you see me in front of
putting it out there,
the
people
title?
are going to say that you are
Yeah, I put it out there just like you put things out there, right?
Yeah, but it's not.
You put things out there for a living, right?
Right, but my stuff is
Great.
not.
So let's move on.
Filled
let's
with
move on.
Anti-Semitic.
Let's
stuff.
move on. Don't dehumanize me up here.
I'm not doing
I'm
that.
another
You're
human
free to
being.
post
I can post whatever I want. So say that and shut it down and move on to the next question.
But Kyrie, you have to understand that by
I don't have to understand anything from you.
It's not me.
Nothing.
By
It's no
posting
people that
what
you're
you
making
did,
up, bro. Move on.
But by posting
Move
what
on.
you
Next
did,
question.
Anybody
Do you guys have any more questions for
and
me?
they're going to say,
You guys have any more
does he have
questions? Because this is going to be a clip.
anti-Semitic
This is going to be a clip that he's going to marvel at. Is this any more questions?
But you're not answering the question.
Oh, this is another answering your question. Oh my God, let's make another instance.
Yeah, I mean, when we look at how Kyrie Irving responds and the way he treats the media people, I get it. I understand you're maybe frustrated. You're like, well, you know what? I'm tired of all these questions. At times, Kyrie, that's not the right way to treat people and talk to people. And one thing I do hate is that certain players like to disrespect certain media members, like if they're nobody, and sometimes all these media members, they go through certain things. They're very smart people. And when you go at it with the media reporter during the press conference, it kind of makes you look a little bad. And it's funny because when I was watching this, it reminded me of a situation that I had back at Pac-12 Media Day last season with head coach from the USC, Clay Helton. And we all recall Clay Helton got fired 2 weeks into the season last season. And early at the beginning of this year in Media Day, I asked Clay Helton, I'm like, Clay, I went up to him. I'm like, Clay, look, you have not won. You've won regular season games, which means nothing to the USC fan base. When are you going to win a championship or win something when it matters? And he looked at me. He was like, you know what? He's like, we've won. I'm like, well, you've won. You haven't won a championship. You haven't won the conference or nothing like that. When you win something, we will all realize that you won. But when you keep losing, and I remember we're kind of going back and forth in the bid that I kind of just thought to myself, like, all right, Fredo, shut up. Let's not go any further with this. But when you go back and forth with certain people like that, sometimes it's like they don't get what we're trying to do. Like we're trying to get answers from you. And when you just go around the question and just it's something that you don't want to hear, it's like, please just say, it's better off saying, okay, no comment. You're better off saying that than doing what you're doing right now, Kyrie. So if I was you, Kyrie, I know you went to Duke, very great school. And I know that certain college players, when you're in school, you got to go through certain courses and learning how to, communication and all these certain things that maybe you did not do. But I wish Kyrie for the best of you, for the best of Brooklyn, please quiet all these things down. Stop posting certain things and just focus on the goal, which is not being 1-4. All right. So I love Kyrie. Kyrie, I like you as a player. You're a great guy. But those little actions just got to stop. Plain and simple, got to stop. And another thing that got to stop that's going to get me very angry. I'm upset because, honestly, Saturday night, I spent about 30-some minutes. I spent a long time on Twitter and Instagram replying to people that I finally got the chance to just sit down and reply to people. And certain replies weren't so nice. But I posted something on Friday night after the Lakers lost in Minnesota. I posted something after the Lakers lost in Minnesota Friday night and they were 0-5. I said, hey, Russell Westbrook's not the problem. LeBron James is not the problem. Jeannie Buss is not the problem, which I know Sim stuff from Profanity Nation said that Jeannie Buss was a problem. She's not the problem. Rob Pelinka's not the problem. Who am I missing? Who's the problem with the Lakers? Go ahead and stay tuned. When we come back, I'm going to let you know who the real problem is with the Los Angeles Lakers. We'll return here on Monday Night Fredo, live from the Infinity Studios in Los Angeles. I'll see you very soon. Spooky season, Halloween night, will return.
Profanity Nation. A podcast for the fans, by the fans. Dive deep into the topics the other shows miss. Raw and uncensored.
And he's going to play team ball. His legacy is at stake.
Rare, hard-hitting interviews with players, coaches, and you, the super fans.
I'm not hating. I'm like, okay, cool. Good.
3 championships in 5 years. He's more than good, bro.
Profanity Nation. Listen live or subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. Powered by Jesse Brown of Keller Williams.
Hey guys, you got to check out the Pure Life Alternative Wellness Center. It's a family-owned and operated pre-ICO, Prop D compliant, and recreational collective serving Chatsworth, the San Fernando Valley, and the surrounding Los Angeles areas. They offer discounts for all our veterans and seniors 55 plus, as well as first-time patient and referral discounts. You can order online at purelifesfv.org. That's purelifesfv.org.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're back here on Halloween night in Los Angeles, live from the Infinity Studios. You are watching Monday Night Fredo. Right now, before we went to commercial break, I told you guys, hey, we understand Rob Pelinka's not the problem. Jeannie Buss is not the problem. LeBron James is not the problem. And clearly, Russell Westbrook is not the problem. I'm maybe one of a few here in Los Angeles, or maybe not in Los Angeles, all over the world, that believes that Russell Westbrook is not the problem, because 99.9% of everyone thinks that Russell Westbrook is the problem with this Los Angeles Lakers team. We understand that yesterday's game, when they were playing Denver at home, was a very, very great game. Amazing game. Everyone all around. One thing that pretty much surprises me is how great the Lakers have been on the defensive end. I mean, if you're good on the defensive end, that's good. But what about the offense? It's two sides of the ball here. The offense has been horrendous, has been awful, has been, oh my God, it's been bad. It's been ugly, scary. The Lakers' three-point shooting is one of the worst in NBA history. So when we look at that and we hear it like that, we're like, wow, they're bad. Yes, I can say they're very, very bad. They looked pretty good yesterday when they were playing Denver, but there's one person that I have not named that is in fault of why the Lakers had to start the way they did. And that's Darvin Ham, head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. First-year coach. I personally think, and I said this early on, and I'm on record saying this, that when the Lakers signed Darvin Ham, I said it, I'm not a fan of this. Why in the world would you sign a coach with no experience as a head coach? I mean, he has lots of experience as an assistant coach, not as a head coach. Why would you waste LeBron James' last years of his brilliant career with Darvin Ham? Why? Why would you give him a coach? And if you follow LeBron James throughout his 20th seasons here in the NBA, we know that LeBron James, when he does not like a coach or he does not get along with the coach or it's just not a fit for him, we see LeBron James speak out of his mind, because there's times that he puts certain tweets out there, he says certain messages out there, or you can just see it in his body language out on the court. All right? But Darvin Ham has been making some very, very, I don't know how to say this, but he's made some calls out there. He's pulled LeBron James. I mean, you're up 5 points, fourth quarter, 5 minutes remaining. If you're winless and you're up by 5 in the fourth quarter with 5 minutes remaining, why take LeBron James out? If I'm trying to win and I know that I'm winless still and I'm up in the fourth quarter with 5 minutes left, I'm up, why take LeBron James out of the game? And they asked him that question at the end of the press conference after they lost the game. Why did you take LeBron James out at this crucial time? Well, I thought LeBron needed a quick rest. Are you stupid? I'm asking you. Because if this is like a game 7 for you, you should treat every game like a game 7. It's funny that you don't see it that way, Darvin Ham. It's ridiculous. You got to win the game. Why take the greatest player of all time and you bring somebody else in and then you lose the freaking game? That's what's irritating. That is not the first time that's happened, though. A lot of times. And, of course, we see the situation that's happening with Russell Westbrook, and this is where I'm going to finish off the show with. There is certain things that Russell Westbrook did on Friday night against Minnesota. We see this clip right here of Russell Westbrook running up and down the court, making the right passes. He is doing everything that he can when he's given the opportunity. We see Russell Westbrook rebounding the ball. He's going full speed to the other side of the court. He's scoring the bucket. This is the Russell Westbrook that we all know of. This is the MVP back-to-back years, Mr. Triple-Double. When Russell Westbrook is given the keys, he can drive the vehicle. He can drive it across town. He can drive you from LA to Minnesota in 24 hours. He can do that because he has a type of motor. He has a type of mentality. My thing that is frustrating with me is that if you're trying to get the best out of your players, Darvin Ham, use your best abilities to win the game. In this case, what you got to do is you got to take this back to the basics. Like, I'm serious. Like, right now, like, I wish I can call Jeannie Buss and be like, hey, Jeannie, get me out there. I'll get back to the basics. I got a point guard. I got a shooting guard. Lonnie Walker, amazing. I got LeBron James. I got Anthony Davis. You give me Jones off the bench to play center. We're going to stick to the basics. We're going to play 1990s basketball here. Get the point guard to be actually the point guard. This is not where you're going to have your forward who's in his 20th season, who's on his last leg, be the point guard and spend so much energy. That's very frustrating. So Darvin Ham, get your ish together and do something amazing before something really happens to you. You don't want to be Mike Brown. You don't want to get Mike Brown. That's a new thing. You don't want to get Mike Brown, Mr. Darvin Ham. You definitely don't. All right, because I understand, Darvin Ham, you had a great game yesterday against the Denver Nuggets. It was great, amazing. You got to give you props. But that's one good game. One good game. So it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be very interesting in this NBA world, especially between the Brooklyn Nets, how bad they've been, the Lakers, how bad they've been. They both face off 2 Sundays from now here at the Crypto.com Arena, November 13th in Los Angeles. We got the Brooklyn Nets and the Los Angeles Lakers. A game that we will all be like, whoa, you both are bad. All right, guys. So make sure everyone stays tuned. Next week, Monday Night Fredo is going to be a great show. And hopefully the Lakers have more wins than they do today. All right. Hopefully. That's what we all hope for. All right, guys. And everyone, make sure you guys all subscribe. Follow the Infinity Studios here on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. And again, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Fredo Cervantes, FREDO CERVANTES. It's right here down below. You see it right there. All right, guys. So make sure you guys all check that out. And let's see what the Lakers do. All right. I'll see you guys next Monday, live from the Infinity Studios here in Los Angeles. See you guys. Happy Halloween.